Shalom, shalom. It's Tehila from the Kefar with our bi-weekly Hebrew vocabulary lesson. And this week's topic was actually requested by a subscriber. So if there is a topic that you have that you would like for me to do a video on, tell me and I just might do it. So this week we're going to talk about Hebrew numerals. All the letters of the Aleph Bet each have a numerical value. And so we'll just talk about how they're used and what those values are. All right, so 1 through 10, pretty easy to remember. It's just the first 10 letters of the Aleph Bet, and we're not counting like Bet and Vet as separate letters. Here it's just as 1. Okay, so Aleph has a numerical value of 1. Bet is 2, Gimel is 3, Dalet is 4, Hey is 5, Vav is 6, Zayin is 7, Chet is 8, Tet is 9, and Yod is 10. Okay, so how are these used? If you've ever looked at the Tanakh or the Hebrew Bible, you'll see that often the chapters are marked using the Aleph Bet as the numbers versus Roman numerals, and sometimes even verses as well, depending on what book or what translation you have. Another way in which it's used is when we talk about grade levels in Hebrew. So for instance, Kita means a class, but it's also how we identify particular grades. So Kita Aleph is how we say first grade, because Aleph has a numerical value of 1. Kita Dalet is how we say the 4th grade. So if someone is in the 6th grade, they would say Ani Bekita Vav. I am in the 6th grade. Okay, so they're also used that way. Another way is when you talk about the date in Hebrew. So the dates on the Hebrew calendar differ from the dates on the Gregorian calendar. And so when dates in Hebrew, when you're writing in Hebrew, let's say today is May 20 something, I don't know. Today is May 20 whatever, you're going to use the Roman numerals, even though you're writing the word May in Hebrew, right? The Hebrew form of the month May. If you're writing the Hebrew date using the Hebrew months, then those dates you're going to write using the Aleph Bet as the numerals. And I'll give you an example of that when we do our exercises at the end of the video. Another way in which they're used is when we abbreviate the days of the week. So Yom Rishon, Yom Sheni, Yom Shlishi, etc. When you're writing them, to abbreviate them, Yom Aleph is Sunday or day 1. Yom Bet is Monday or day 2. Yom Gimel is Tuesday or the 3rd day, day 3, etc. Okay, only for Shabbat it's Yom Shin, which stands for Shabbat, but days Sunday through Friday you abbreviate using the first 6 letters of the Aleph Bet because it matches the numerical value. Okay, now for 11 to 19, it's just a little bit of very simple math involved. So 11 is 10 and 1, Yod, Aleph. Okay, Yod is 10, Aleph is 1, put them together, you get 11. 12 is Yod Bet, 10 plus 2. 13, Yod Gimel, 10 and 3. 14, Yod Dalet, 10 plus 4. Where it changes is when we get to 15. Okay, 15 you'll see is not Yod Hey, because that spells out one of the titles or names, if you will, of the creator. And so instead of using Yod Hey, we use Tet Vav. Same math, the math still works out. Tet is 9 plus 6 of Vav, and that gives us 15. Okay, so that's where it breaks pattern. And then that break in the pattern also continues with 16. We have Tet Zayin. So Tet Vav is 15. Tet Zayin is 16. Again, that's the 9 plus 7, which is the value of Zayin, and that gives us 16. After 15 and 16, then we go back to the regular pattern of 10 plus. Okay, so 17, Yod Zayin, 10 plus 7. 18 is Yod Chet, 10 plus 8. And 19, Yod Tet, 10 plus 9. Okay, so it's only 15 and 16 that break away from this pattern of just 10 plus. Now, 20, 30, 40, 50, etc. When you're counting by tens, you just continue with the Aleph Bet. So if you remember, 10 was Yod, and now we're going to continue with each letter in groups of 10. So Kaf is 20, because after Yod comes Kaf. After Kaf is Lamed, which is 30, and then Mem, which is 40, Nun is 50, Samech is 60, Ayin is 70, Pei is 80, Tzadi is 90, and then Kuf is 100. Okay, now in between those, it's going to be the same basic math that you saw in the beginning. There are no other exceptions except for 15 and 16. So for instance, 21, Kaf Aleph, 20 and 1. 22, Kaf Bet, 20 and 2. 23, kaf gimel, 20 and 3, etc. Dalet, hey, vav, zayin, chet, tet, all the numbers for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're just going to add those to whatever your base 10 is. So for instance, if I wanted to say 34, lamed dalet, because lamed is 30 and dalet is 4. If I want to say 77, ayin zayin. Ayin is 70, zayin is 7, etc. And we'll do just a couple of exercises. It's a good thing to know. If you have to go through your fingers to remember which one it is, that's fine. I do for anything really past zayin because I just don't remember offhand. But it's good information to have. All right, so let's start with 33. What is 33 in Hebrew numerals? That is Lamed Gimel. And if you've ever heard of the holiday Lag BaOmer, Lag is literally Lamed Gimel. It's the 33rd day during the count of the Omer between Pesach and Shavuot. So Lag BaOmer, Lag, it's not an actual word. It just stands for 33, Lamed Gimel. 89, how would you say that? 80 is Pei and 9 is Tet. So Pei, Tet is 89. Okay. And again, even though we write numbers in Hebrew from left to right, like when you're writing actual numbers are always from left to right, the same thing in English. But when you're writing anything in Hebrew, it's going to be right to left. Even if you're writing numbers using Hebrew letters, your numbers are going to be right to left. Okay. 176. So you need 100 plus 70 plus 6. So 100 is Kuf, and 70 is Ayin, and 6 is Vav. So Kuf, Ayin, Vav is 176. 2 more? No, I'm lying. 3 more. 121, what's that? 100 is Kuf, 20 is Kaf, and 1 is Aleph. So Kuf, Kaf, Aleph. Okay, now 2 more. 15, what's that? 15 is one of the two that strays outside of our 10 plus pattern, and that's just Tet Vav. But again, it still adds up to 15. It's just 9 and 6 instead of 10 and 5. And our last one, 54. 50 is Nun, and 4 is Dalet as Nun Dalet. 54. All right, so that pretty much wraps it up. Before I go, 2 things. 1, starting June 1st, I'm doing a 30-day Hebrew language challenge. So if you're watching my videos, then you're already well on your way to deciding that you want to learn Hebrew and you want to take your language skills to the next level. So this is going to be a free 30-day challenge. And to read more about it, I'm going to publish more information about it next Shlishi, next Tuesday. But I have a blog that's already posted today that will sort of get you ready for the 30-day Hebrew language challenge. And this one is how to learn Hebrew when you don't have time. And it's not full of cheesy things like, oh, you don't find time, you make time, like whatever. That doesn't mean anything when you're really, really busy. So it's actual practical advice that you can use to learn Hebrew when you're busy and you have a life and you have responsibilities and you have kids and you have things to do. So check that out. The link is in the description below. And that wraps it up. So we're going to start again our past tense fa'al verbs next Shlishi, and then we'll have another vocabulary video the following Hamishi, the following Thursday. So thank you for watching. If this video helps you, like it, share it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Again, if you have suggestions for video topics, let me know. You can email me or just drop them in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Shalom.